Ryan Poles has made his first big splash of free agency as he signs interior defensive lineman Larry Ogunjobi to a 3-year deal worth $40.5 million. What's going on, guys? I'm back with the Chicago Bears all-season update videos. I'm going to be doing a lot of these, especially in the next week, talking about all the free agent signings the Bears make. So if you guys want all that news, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel. But in this video, I'll be breaking down the signing of Larry Ogunjobi. And personally, I like it a lot. Okay, this definitely fills a big position of need for us because after we got rid of Eddie Goldman, and since we're most likely letting go of Akeem Hicks, we're not going to have many interior defensive linemen. And in Eberflus's 4-3 scheme, the 3 technique interior defensive linemen, those are crucial to this defense. Okay, even back in the Lovie Smith days, the 3 technique was extremely important. We actually drafted, interior defensive linemen pretty early in the draft back then when we had the type of defense. That's how important that position is to the success of this defense. So getting a high-level player in Larry Ogunjobi is coming off the best season of his career with the Cincinnati Bengals, and also one that's still relatively young, guys. Okay, he's still only 27 years old, still has a lot of football ahead of him. I think that's a beautiful fit with the Chicago Bears. Now, looking at his contract, guys, a lot of people did say they thought we paid him a little bit too much, but that's pretty much what free agency is, guys. Like, practically everybody gets overpaid in free agency. You're paying based on past production. Sometimes it works out, other times it doesn't, which is why Ryan Poles really stressed building through the draft. Okay, that's the most effective way of building a Super Bowl level team, but you have to make some splashes in free agency. And yeah, I know a lot of Bears fans want to spend on the offensive side of the football, which might still be coming, guys. Okay, free agency has just begun, so relax on the contract. We have a bunch of cap space next season, almost 150 million in cap space, so we could put a lot of this contract and push it over into next year to minimize the cap hit for this year. And for a position as important as the 3 technique in Eberflus's defense, I don't think that's that much of an overpay, right? Like, it's only $26.35 million guaranteed. Yes, his last deal was only like around $7 million for 1 year. So yes, he is getting a big increase in pay, but he deserved that increase in pay, guys. He balled out last season, okay? Increased his stats in practically every single category. You're going to have to pay for that if you are the Chicago Bears. So yes, it is a decent amount of money, but I think it's going to work out long term because we got exactly the guy we need in the interior of Eberflus's defense. Now, talking about Larry Ogunjobi, the year that he had last year. So he did get injured in the playoffs. He had a broken foot, which he got surgery on, which is completely healthy according to what I've read. So that should not be an issue going into next season. But before that foot injury, he was having an incredible year. 7 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, 16 quarterback hits, generated 39 quarterback pressures. Okay, as an interior defensive lineman, that's a incredible amount of pressure. Okay, not every single interior defensive lineman can rush the passer like that. Eddie Goldman obviously will not be the best fit in this new scheme, but Ogunjobi is one of the better interior pass rushers, at least he was last year. So stats wise, he had a crazy good season, and also he improved the Bengals run defense by a significant amount as well. The Bengals run defense used to be 29th in rushing yards allowed per game before signing Ogunjobi, and after Ogunjobi last year, they actually improved to 5th in rushing yards allowed per game. A phenomenal increase on the defensive line in terms of run defense, right? And obviously Ogunjobi wasn't the only one that led to that. They also signed guys like Trey Hendrickson, so they had other help on the defensive line as well, but Ogunjobi was one of the main ones also plugging up those running holes. And also obviously pressuring the quarterback as well, which is how the Bengals even had the fantastic season that they had last year. So last season definitely was his breakout season. Before that, though, he was still a pretty decent interior defensive lineman. He was with the Cleveland Browns for 4 years before the Bengals, from 2017 to 2020. Had a career high in 5.5 sacks in both 2018, 2019. Had 15 quarterback hits in both 2018, 2019. Had 10 tackles for loss also in both years. So basically 2018, 2019 was the same for Ogunjobi. Kind of took a step backwards in 2020 though, which is why he signed a cheap deal with the Bengals before he broke out and cashed out with the Chicago Bears, with Ryan Poles giving him this contract. So overall, guys, I mean, last year statistically he was one of the better interior defensive linemen in the NFL, and from a physicality standpoint, he's exactly what the Chicago Bears are looking for with their 3 technique. Obviously, like, he's 6'4", pretty tall, weighs 305 pounds, so pretty big as well, so very powerful, but he's also fast as well, guys, and that's a key thing you need in the 3 technique in this type of defense. Your interior defensive linemen have to be explosive, they have to be athletic, they have to be fast, they have to be able to rush the passer. And Ogunjobi did all of those things last year with the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, 7 sacks as an interior defensive lineman is pretty tough to get. he got it. Okay, he shows effort, consistent effort out there on the tape as well. I haven't seen too much of him so far, but just looking based on what I'm seeing on Twitter, based on the highlights I saw, like he has an explosive first step. He's fast, he's powerful, he's very physical, never gives up on a play either, always is going towards the quarterback, trying to bring them down to the dirt. And, you know, that's the type of mentality that Flus really wanted on this team as well. Guys that really love football, guys that live and breathe football, and guys that are fast, physical, freaks of nature. I think that's exactly what Larry Ogunjobi is. So personally, I'm pretty happy with this move, guys. Okay, our defensive line now is actually still looking pretty nasty. Okay, if you look at the starters, we got, you know, obviously Robert Quinn on one side, defensive end. We got Travis Gibson on the other. And Travis Gibson, you know, was having a really good season last year, guys. He's probably the most underrated player on the Bears. I mean, he might be due for a breakout season next year, which would be pretty fun to watch. And, you know, obviously on the interior, we got obviously Ogunjobi now, and I don't know who's going to play the other spot. Maybe Mario Edwards. We have Angelo Blackson. Maybe bring back Bilal Nichols. I don't think that's going to happen now that we already invested big money in Larry Ogunjobi, but I guess anything is on the table. But I still like our defensive line now, okay? Even after trading Khalil Mack, we still have a couple of ballers in the front four. And contrary to popular belief, guys, defenses still matter, okay? I saw a bunch of people on Twitter saying they don't care about anything else on the team besides the offense, which, yes, offense is how you win championships nowadays, but you still need a respectable, good defense to reach the Super Bowl, right? Like both the Rams and the Bengals had pretty great defenses. So if you want to be a Super Bowl level team, yes, you're going to have to make investments in guys like Larry Ogunjobi, and especially with Justin Fields on his rookie contract, we can afford those types of contracts. Okay, we still have a lot of money to spend on the offensive line if we want to, or to get a receiver, because next year, like I mentioned, we have almost 150 million in cap space. So especially after the Khalil Mack trade, guys, like we have a lot of money in the future. Let's start taking advantage of that money by spending on great players like Ogunjobi. Now, Ryan Poles did say that he wasn't going to make many splashes probably in the first wave of free agency, but I guess he somewhat lied to us because he did. Okay, this is definitely a first wave of free agency splash. Definitely investing a good amount of money, but I think the majority of our other signings are going to come in, you know, wave 2 or wave 3, because we still have a lot of positions to fill now on this roster. We still need offensive line, we still need receiver, we still need linebacker, we still need cornerback probably, we still need safety as well. So a lot more moves are probably going to come, but I think this is a fantastic first start for Ryan Poles. Okay, getting a baller, getting a guy, you know, in a position of need, and getting a guy that Eberflus is really going to love to have on this team. So let me know your thoughts down below, guys, on the signing. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know down below. As always, bear down.